social media. It's not just about the platforms themselves.
To the preservation of the national unity and democratic stability.
Water is life, water is an essential service, and we must have to carry out the residents.
Local communities are not only vital to the growth of society, but they also form the bedrock of humanitarian development.
Hello and welcome to The Reporter, a news and current affairs program that goes beyond the headlines, bringing reporters from the field to give first-hand accounts and in-depth analysis of unfolding issues, correspondence perspectives, ensuring balanced, credible, and comprehensive storytelling. I am Anietie Patrick. It's good to have you join us on The Reporter, where we bring you all the in-depth storytelling beyond what we show you on the news. Let's tell you that in a major twist ahead of the 2027 general elections, the Turaki-led faction of the People's Democratic Party has adopted former President Goodluck Jonathan as its preferred presidential candidate. Our political correspondent Ubong Usoro has more.
The development follows consultations and strategic meetings in Abuja, with the faction reaffirming Jonathan's place in the party and saying the party has given waiver to Jonathan to contest as the sole presidential candidate of the party for the 2027 election. PDP chieftain and former presidential aide Umar Sani claims Jonathan has already purchased his nomination form and is strongly positioned for a return to active politics, citing growing support and public nostalgia for his leadership.
The party had given him waiver to come and start following.
Jonathan served as Nigeria's president from 2010 to 2015 before losing re-election to former President Muhammadu Buhari, and has remained active in regional diplomacy and peace efforts across Africa. Ubong Usoro, Global TV News.
Well, there you have it, a whole lot of story with the build-up to 2027 general election, and a lot of questions have been asked. How would this play out in the political space? It would, with President Goodluck Jonathan, former President Goodluck Jonathan, being given that presidential ticket by the PDP through the Turaki-led faction. Is the question on minds of a lot of Nigerians is that can he still command nationwide support? And what does the PDP led by Turaki faction endorsement of Jonathan mean for the future of the People's Democratic Party? With the build-up of 2027 election, because a whole lot of things are happening with realignments. We've seen what's happening in the party primaries. Questions are asked which are beckoning answers, and also the question is also, is the growing nostalgia for Jonathan's administration really enough to reshape Nigeria's political landscape and also challenge the ruling party in 2027? This is a whole lot of questions, concerns raised. Nigerians are asking, citizens are looking for the 2027 general election, of course, because we're seeing what is happening with the primaries and the build up to this. And having Jonathan, who came in 2015, rather we saw what happened with him in 2015, and now they're calling him to come back again and giving him this presidential ticket. What does this mean for the political space? And that's the whole of answers we look forward to seeing play out in the long run. But let's switch our focus to some matters on drugs and security happening here in Nigeria. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has delivered a major blow to transnational organized crime with the dismantling of a Nigerian Mexican methamphetamine syndicates and the recovery of illicit drugs and precursor chemicals valued at more than 480 billion naira. Well, the NDLEA chairman and chief executive officer disclosed this while briefing journalists in Abuja. Our security correspondent, Kike Lomo-Okere, has more.
The operation, described as one of the biggest anti-narcotic breakthrough in Nigeria's history, followed months of intelligence gathering and coordinated tactical raids across Ogun and Lagos State. Briefing journalists in Abuja, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the NDLEA, Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa, retired, says operative of the agency's Special Operations Unit stormed a massive clandestine methamphetamine laboratory concealed deep inside Abidagba Forest in Ijebu East local government area of Ogun State. 7 suspects were arrested at the illegal facility, including 3 Mexican nationals alleged recruited to manufacture methamphetamine alongside 4 Nigerian collaborators. Investigators says the discovery confirmed the growing involvement of foreign criminal networks in Nigerian illicit drugs trade.
Notably, the operation confirmed our intelligence regarding the importation of foreign nationals and foreign technical expertise by local cartels. Among those arrested were 3 Mexican nationals brought into the country specifically to cook this deadly substance, and 4 Nigerian collaborators.
In a simultaneous operation, NDLEA chairman says another tactical team raided the Lekki residence of alleged cartel kingpin identified as Anochili Innocent, where he was arrested. Security operatives recovered international passports and mobile phone belonging to Mexican suspects, directly linking the alleged drug baron to the foreign syndicate. Follow-up operations also led to the arrest of 2 additional suspects connected to cartel distribution and starch network in Lagos. The agency says more than 2.4 tons of methamphetamine, precursor chemicals, and industrial solvents were recovered during the operation, with an estimated international street value of over $362 million. Chairman and Chief Executive Officer NDLEA says Nigeria has become a hostile environment for drug cartel and transnational criminal networks.
Total number of members of the cartel now in our custody to 10, including the baron and the 3 Mexicans, sends an unequivocal, resounding message to drug barons, both locally and internationally, that Nigeria is a hostile territory for your business.
The latest crackdown comes weeks after the agency dismantled another international drug trafficking network, reinforcing intensified efforts to combat organized crime and protect communities across the country. Kike Lomo Okere, Global TV News.
Well, joining me right now is our security correspondent, Kike Lomo Okere, to bring us up to speed with all of this stories, because this is actually a very historic thing coming from the drug stand, from the story we're seeing there. Kike Lomo, it's good to have you join me on the report. How have you been?
I'm good, Anita. How are you?
Great. So let's talk about the issue of drugs. Drugs has been a major concern, and then seeing the NDLEA have this major breakthrough speaks volume of what they are doing in terms of tackling the issue of drug abuse and the use of it as well. Let's talk about what played out today. With the foreign nationals now allegedly operating meth labs in Nigeria, is the country becoming a new hub for transnational drug cartels in Africa?
All right, Anita. The thing is, Nigeria is clearly under pressure from transnational network, and the emergence of the foreign-linked meth lab is a major red flag. But the thing is, Nigeria should not be labeled a cartel hub yet. What is important is the response. The recent discoveries and the arrest of by the agencies like National Drug Law Enforcement Agency shows that the security agencies are detecting and disrupting all these criminal networks. And the danger is not drug protection, it is a broader threat to money laundering, armed trafficking, gang violence, terrorism, and other organized crimes.
Let's look at the issue from what you said, basically. What more should security agencies and border authorities really do to stop international criminal syndicates from infiltrating Nigeria's drug trade? Because, of course, from what we see, they are infiltrating the Nigerian trade right now.
As it is now, first, Nigeria must move from reactive policing to intelligence-driven operation. Because all these drug cartels operate like a multinational corporation, sophisticated, well-funded, and technology-driven. So the security agencies must improve their coordination and sharing of intelligence in real time, by thereby strengthening surveillance at the airport, seaport, and the land border. Secondly, border management needs urgent modernization. Many illegal routes remain porous. We need advanced scanning systems like biometric tracking and strong immigration check to identify suspicious movement early.
And seizures, just like you've mentioned. Beyond that, how can Nigeria really tackle the deeper social and economic factors fueling this rise of organized drug crime?
The problem is unemployment. As long as there is poverty, unemployment, and hopelessness persist, criminal network will continue to recruit vulnerable young people. Because if you look at this instance, most of these issues, most of these criminal acts is largely carried out by the young people. So the long-term solution is economic and social stability. Government must invest largely aggressively in jobs, vocational training, education, community-based community development, especially for the young people in high-risk area, because the young people with opportunity is less likely to become a career peddler or recruit for organized crime. There's also growing drug abuse problem that must be treated as public health issue, not just a criminal issue. Rehabilitation, mental health support, public awareness campaign are very critical, and most importantly, institutions must become stronger than the criminal network. When citizens trust the justice, trust enforcement, and see the real economic opportunities, the organized crime will definitely lose its grips.
All right, amazing job there by the NDLEA, and Kike, fantastic updates from your end. Shows that there's a whole lot Nigerians need to understand from the operations and what the NDLEA is doing to ensure that such infiltration reduced to the barest minimal, and then we get beyond or go beyond what challenge we have there with drug use. Thank you so much, Kike, for your time with us on The Reporter.
Thank you, Anita.
So let's go away from that and tell you that the federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting institutions and organizations driving growth in Nigeria's media and cultural sectors. The assurance came during the unveiling of the roadmap to the Golden Jubilee celebration of the Radio, Television, Theatre and Arts Workers Union in Abuja. Sadia Yakubu has more.
Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris, described the Radio, Television, Theatre and Arts Workers Union as a strategic partner in nation building and a key institution in Nigeria's media and creative industry. The minister stressed that freedom of expression and press freedom remains critical to democratic governance, but noted that such freedoms must be exercised responsibly in the interest of national unity and peaceful coexistence.
A media literate society is a stronger society, and informed citizenry is the foundation of democracy, and the responsible media ecosystem is essential for national development. This is why the federal government of Nigeria, under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, remains committed to supporting initiatives that strengthen media literacy, promote ethical journalism, and empower media and creative professionals.
He further stated that the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu recognizes media and cultural workers as vital partners under the Renewed Hope agenda and remains committed to creating an enabling environment for them to thrive. The minister also highlighted the importance of the International Media and Information Literacy Institute, describing it as a forward-looking platform for promoting ethical communication, digital awareness, and media literacy. He therefore called for stronger collaboration among government agencies, labor unions, media professionals, and stakeholders in the creative industry to safeguard responsible communication and protect constitutional rights. Responding, President of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, congratulated Ratau leadership and commended its resilience through challenging periods. Ajaero, however, criticized what he described as increasing interference in labour activities and attempts to disrupt union conferences. He also urged Ratau to expand its membership by unionizing workers in private radio and television stations across the country.
Today, we gather to unveil a roadmap to Ratau activity under the third pivotal yet.
The high point of the event was the unveiling of the roadmap for Ratau's Golden Jubilee celebration, marking 50 years of advocacy and contributions to the growth of Nigerians' media, arts and entertainment sectors. Sadia Akubu, Global TV News.
And joining me to speak on this particular roadmap, actually, and quite an achievement that we have, is our correspondent Sadia Yakubu to bring us up to speed on what it was like at that event. Hello, Sadia. It's good to have you join me on the reporter today. How are you, Sadia?
I'm good, Anyete. Good evening, and thanks for having me.
Let's talk about the achievements. As Ratau marks 50 years of advocacy, how can Nigeria better protect press freedom while ensuring responsible communication and national unity among the practitioners themselves?
All right, we have to improve media literacy. The risk of fake news and digital manipulation means citizens also need tools, all right, to verify information. The federal government recently emphasized media literacy and the responsible communication as essential to democracy and national and nation cohesion, or national cohesion rather. And we have to support ethical journalism, not state control. So responsible communication should become not an excuse for suppressing criticism. Now, in some states you can't criticize the government. In some states you can't criticize the government. So it shouldn't be a tool to suppress journalists while doing their duty.
So then let's talk about the calls. With the calls to unionize workers in the private media organizations, are media professionals in Nigeria receiving adequate protection and welfare as well as representation of these particular private organizations from what we see? Because I know this is actually a private organization, so talk to me about that.
Nigeria already has, we already have an enormous cultural influence through film. So if you're going by the arts and cultural stuff, so we already have enormous influence through film, music, and broadcasting, the theater, the comedy, and digital content. So for me, I really can't. No, the media don't have that protection. We don't have that strong protection. They don't have the protection. Like they don't have the. How would I put it? To protect journalists. We don't have that press freedom yet. We are going there, or we would get there someday, but for now, no, we don't have it.
Speaking from that perspective, but let's look at the fact that can stronger collaboration between governments, labor unions, and media stakeholders truly transform Nigeria's creative and cultural industries for the future from what we have right now in the situation?
Yeah, policy and infrastructure, modernizing broadcasting and creative industry regulations, and then to improve broadband and digital infrastructure, support film village, and every other stuff out there. I think it will go a long way.
Amazing. There you have. Thank you so much, Sadia, for your time, and we look forward to that press freedom, speaking for the media space and also seeing us have a balance around this. Thank you so much, Sadia. A whole lot happening within Nigeria and across, of course. We're seeing the look up what stories are saying. And of course, we have a whole lot. And our reporters have done justice to what you need to understand happening in the world. And of course, Nigeria, starting from Nigeria in terms of around all sectors, from the broadcast to drugs and of course the political space, the build up to it, and we're expecting more to play out. Well, that brings us to the size of the program. The reporter, thank you for being a part of the program. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. To stay connected always, kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using at Global TV NG. I am Anieti Patrick. Thank you for watching.
Be mindful of how we use social media. It's not just about the platforms themselves.
To the preservation of the national unity and democratic stability.
Water is life, water is an essential service, and we must have to carry out the residents.
Local communities are not only vital to the growth of society, but they also form the bedrock of humanitarian development.